And at least they were smart enough to get a couple things right in this show. They got two really big things right. They got the Emmons Field battle, the existence of it, the more or less victory, and we've got Padan Fane defeated temporarily. And we had Rand in the glass columns.
Yeah, that was the one part that I was going to say if you didn't say that. Like, that was the best of season 3.
Yeah,
and it's because it was the closest to the book.
And I think you were right in a unfortunately cynical way when you said that it's the best because it's closest to the book, and it's one of the easiest parts of the book to write on screen because it is just a story that's being told, essentially.
Yeah. There's no nuance. You don't need to have like subterfuge between characters that requires subtlety of writing. It is just, this is what happened through my ancestors' eyes in like 3 or 4 different segments.
This is the greatest hits of my ancestors and how they betrayed their oaths.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, it's like, it's the easiest thing to write and it's the hardest thing to fuck up.
And yet, actually, there was so many opportunities for them to fuck that up, too. You've got to give it a little bit to Rafe for writing that script and writing it correctly. Even if he had some great source material to work with, every writer does in this sense. He's one of the few ones who seems to have actually gotten page to screen well. And then mad props to Josh Ostradowski for portraying the many faces of Rand al'Thor and his ancestors. That was really well done. As a portrayal by him and as an idea to do it that way.
And then also, like, to give some fair credit to the show, because we've been shitting on it, but mostly the writing specifically, I have no problems with the acting in any respect. Like, I think they all do a really good job. Pretty much all of it, like, feels real for the lines that they're given. None of the characters are so misplaced or such shitty actors that I'm just kind of like left cringing, be like, whoa, what the hell was that? But no, like the acting, I thought all the acting was really good. I mean, at least for season 3, there wasn't a scene that really felt hollow because like the acting couldn't deliver on what was given.
Yeah, and there were a lot of really like kind of dramatic, non-action based scenes that required good acting and nuance. I mean, Swan's like final defiant speech to Elida before being beheaded is pretty awesome, and it's juxtaposed really well on the battle going on between Moiraine and Lanfear. The way she delivered it is great. Rand's oration, or Josh's oration at Alcair Dal, it was okay. You know, we're not at Obama levels yet, but he's young.
No, we're definitely not. But he's got time to grow.
Set wise, you know, I appreciate that a lot of the sets felt very real.
Yeah,
they're built. You know, Emmons Field wasn't dirty and used enough, but it looked like a real place. It was nice knowing that it wasn't actually CGI, and when it got blown up, it really got blown up.
yeah, I appreciate all the on-film, all on-scene locations. But it's one of those funny things though, because like all the scenes that aren't on scene feel like there are a couple scenes like where they're in the mountains and shit like that, and you can just tell the green screen behind it because it's so jarring looking because it's just out of focus.
They're being composited over a real landscape, probably.
Oh. Yeah, and it just kind of like takes you out. So like that's both a plus and a minus sometimes.
But as a whole, the way the show looks, aside from
good.
our weird hang-ups with the dark stuff, not dark stuff
just,
like Dark Ones, but scenes in the dark just make it really difficult. Too many
things were shot in the shadow. Even during light, it was in the shadows and shit like that. And you're just like, dude, you can fucking have some color.
And I don't know, people have told us that it's our television, and it's the settings in our TV. And to be honest, I haven't fucked with them. Because everything else looks great, so yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll figure that out when we start watching Rings of Power or something.
Yeah, there's a possibility, but I still though think that like overall too much of it was shot in the shadows themselves. There are too many scenes that even when it's full sunlight, you still find yourself in the shadows from the point of view of the camera. I just don't like that. It happens too much.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism. But overall, what do you think? Is it going to be enough to get renewed?
Yes.
You think so? Okay, awesome. I really hope so. Because now,
I mean, the fact that the ending episode on IMDb was 9.8.
Oh wow, really? That's an incredibly high audience score. I wonder how long it'll last that high.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll get renewed. I mean, and season 3 is much better than season 2.
Oh,
and so like that, and I think everyone more or less appreciated that, even though there was plenty of. I mean, like we just spent the last 40. I have no idea how long, but we just spent the last 40, 50, whatever it is, excoriating the shit out of the writers. So there was plenty of problems, but like it wasn't enough. Like as a television show in it of itself, if you want to just look at that and don't think about the books and really don't think about the bad writing, for a modern audience, it was a good show. Which is a real not indemnification. It's a real indictment on modern audiences.
Well, there's one thing that Amazon has going for them in this respect. They haven't butchered the IP so much they're turning away all book fans, which means that they're almost going to have like a guaranteed viewership when they
like from people like us.
Yeah,
I mean, like, 'cause like even if we weren't doing our YouTube and critiquing the shows and shit like that, we would still watch it. Because I want to see how they progress the story. I mean, it's not like... Because, I mean, like, for me, like, I still watch... I watch Rings of Power, for the analogy here. But it's more of a hate watch than, like... Because I'm curious to see what they do with the characters. I'm like, no, they fucked up the story so bad. I want to see what they're going to do. Because... And everything they do is just going to be awful. So I'm like, meh. But with Wheel of Time, especially Season 3, I watched it because I was at least interested enough... And the story worked well enough for what it was that I was like, all right, I'm going to see how it continues on. Plus the fact that, it's my character is coming to the main screen finally, and I can't help but enjoy seeing them, even if it isn't correct.
Even if it's flawed, I have to allow myself to enjoy it a little bit, just like you do with the Lord of the Rings movies. Is it a 1-for-1 remake of the book to the screen? No, and there'd be some cuts. And does Lord of the Rings do a better job of it than Wheel of Time does? Absolutely.
That's not even a question.
But at least now we're it's almost like someone's rediscovered the plot of the storylines and is finally writing this ship again. It's like turning the tiller on a giant skimmer, like the sea folks say. Its wide beam doesn't turn quickly. And you just got to know there's some additional behind-the-scenes stuff that we just don't know about on a day-to-day basis with people in Amazon's production facility and camp and department just fat-fingering everything because they because they need to feel like they know best and they need to make changes. That's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be so frustrating.
I mean, Rafe he's already talked about it.
And if he's talked a little bit about interviews. It, how much do we not know about it? If we know that much, if he's comfortable saying that, there's oodles more that we don't hear about or won't hear about until much, much later on. So for that, I give him props for navigating this massive IP with a massive international conglomeration like Amazon, trying to satisfy your master and your viewers. And he's doing an admirable job of making it to the screen now that we're in season 3. I can say that. Season 1, real rough. Season 2, slightly better. Season 3, maybe we could say it's finding its footing.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you said admirable job, I was like, oof, that's a high praise word. Finding its footing is the best way of saying it. Season 3 is finding its footing.
Ah, bollocks. Fucking goddamn it.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of zombies next to you. Yeah.
Well, for what
I
it's
did
worth,
a lot of I've done a lot of bitching. What about you? What like what scale out of 1 to 10 did you put season 3? And you can use either my scale of 1 to 10 or make your own. Because remember, my scale was 10 is Lord of the Rings, 5 is episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars.
I mean, using your scale, it's not to the same quality that Star Wars, the original trilogy, was, so I can't give it a 5. it's obviously not in the same league as Lord of the Rings yet, or probably ever. So I definitely can't go over 5 to that level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess, would I say that it's half as good as A New Hope? I mean, A New Hope has problems too, but that's why it gets a 5 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's shit. God damn it. Well, your scale is all fucked up and critical. All right, fine. By your scale, I guess I have to agree with you. It's somewhere between like a 2 and a 3, and there are so many goddamn zombies here, and I have no goddamn ammo. This is no bueno. Just rocking and rolling around 15 with a pair of fucking CZ-17 75s. Can't get out.
Oh, the grenade killed me!
No, I can't get out of here. No, come on, God damn it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I give it a 2.5 out of 5 for unfortunately the same reasons that Ian gives it a 2 out of 10. A 2.5 out of 10, God bless it.
And if you enjoyed this massive bitch fest and quasi-like fest of certain parts of the thing, do give us a like, follow, and comment down below. It is greatly appreciated. It helps us boost us in our algorithm. And we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in for all of Season 3 and Season 4. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it comes and is excellent. On that note, stay happy, and we'll see you next time.